Hey FLOSSTUBE, it's Leigh from Creatively on Sunday the 7th of February 2021. I have no idea what FLOSSTUBE number this is. It'll probably have said at the beginning, 62 or something. I'm coming to you today from the Orange Couch of Serenity. I just got home, I've been out, I had a friend visiting from Taranaki for, she didn't stay with me, she stayed with another friend, but we just caught up today and had lunch and a drink and went to Te Papa to the World of Wearable Arts exhibition. It's its last day today, so that was good. Interesting, looking at some of the beautiful costumes that have been entered in the competition, or the competition, I guess, over the years. For people not in the know, the World of Wearable Arts was a fashion art exhibition that started up in Nelson. Gosh, I was still living in Whakatane, so well over maybe 25 years ago. Then it got really big, and now annually we have, it used to be one night and they have different sections, and people would create costume, fashion created from found materials or avant-garde kind of look and stuff. And it used to be filmed and be on the TV, and now it's this big thing. I think it goes for a couple of weeks. They have a big, I've been 4 or 5 times. They have a big kind of theatrical performance around all the different sections. There'll be with lighting and music and acrobatics, and they have a lot of models and dancers, and it's this whole thing. It's almost the sort of thing where you need to go twice. Once and have a seat up close so you can see all the costumes as they come around the stage and they spin on the little turntable things, so you can see the whole costume, and then one sitting a bit further back so you get to watch the whole show, because there's just stuff happening everywhere. So it's a really fantastic event. If ever you get the chance to be in New Zealand or in Wellington and go to it, I recommend it. It's just a spectacle. But anyway, so yeah, that's what World of Wearable Arts is. And there are costumes there where they have the little blurb in the museum about it, and where they took, like, one person worked on this garment for 8 years, so they're pretty amazing up close. It's quite cool seeing the detail up close of some of the costumes. So that was fun. And otherwise, tomorrow's the public holiday here in New Zealand. It's the observance of Waitangi Day, which was actually on Saturday, but it's now a transferable holiday, so we get to have the day off. Yay, I need it, because I'm really tired. I have not been sleeping. I have not been going to bed early enough to get sleep, so I feel like I've been hit by a freaking bus, but it's my own fault partially, as I haven't been going to bed early enough. Been staying up too late, stitching and just doing whatever. Dad had a bit of a funny turn. That's not really quite the right expression. He had to go into hospital, had to call the ambulance on Thursday because he wasn't feeling very well. Basically, his diuretic had stopped working, so he was getting a lot of fluid build-up, which ultimately is not good. So he went on, they put him on IV diuretic overnight, and that sorted him out, and they could send him home. So he's doing okay, he's just a bit tired. So he was very disappointed, because he has set himself, the intention of not going to hospital in 2021, which I think might have been a little ambitious, but I mean, you've got to set your goals high, right? So anyway, he's doing okay, but it was a bit disappointing for him, given, and worrying of course, given that he's had a good number of weeks out of hospital now. So he's been doing really well. Otherwise, that's it. I've got no haul. I haven't bought anything. I do have what month are we? Will be the January Silks for You, or should be in transit. I had thought it might have got here this week, but maybe next week. So hopefully next weekend I'll have something bright and shiny to show. I haven't bought any charts. haven't bought anything. So it's not for want, like I'd like to, but I just, you know, I don't need to. And I find sometimes I keep a little book of I see something, I go, oh, you know, I get the FOMO sort of thing, and presuming it's something that's not going to disappear really quickly, I then sit on it for a bit, and quite often, and I'll either take a screenshot or print it out or whatever, and I have a little book, and every now and then I go through it and I have a look and I go, I don't want to stitch that anymore, and I cross it out. So it's quite good, because if I bought everything I liked, I would have thousands of patterns and I would have spent thousands of dollars. But when I go back to something, I go, nah, I you know, I don't want to stitch that anymore. So that's kind of quite good. So sure, I might miss out on some things, but there's plenty more to come along, right? Okay, so this is going to be a shorter video, but I've got 3 things to show you. I stitched on 3 things this week. First up is my Ink Circles Blackstone Fantasy Garden. I bought this chart second hand last year, and I'm stitching it on 28 count Lugana in the colour Limestone from Country Stitch, and I'm using, it's a total conversion, it's charted for Kerry's Creations threads, and they're not available, or at least I believe they're not available. So I stitched until my fingers bled and got all of the rest of the border, the cross stitching done, which was basically I had to finish off the back stitching of one of the inner borders. There were actually 3 borders, 3 never-ending knots in the brown, and then I did this whole one that comes around like this. So I got all that done. So all of the cross stitching is done, and it's really good now that it's filled in a bit more. And then I think I know what all the black work is going to be in the middle, and I'm using all DMC, and it's going to be fantastic, I'm sure. So at this stage, subject to change, because you know that's how I roll, I've picked out 2 reds that I'm gonna, 2 variations, so older 1115 and 4205, and I've got this sort of orangey brown 4135 and this 105, so it's more variegated, and I think these 2. I think I need 7. So I've got these 2. So I've got this quite paler, sort of creamy beigey, and then 412. So that's 4072, and 4128 is a more caramelly sort of one. And I think, I'm not sure, this, I had originally thought this one, oh my god, my bloody hair is everywhere, which is, you know, quite variegated, but I might use, which that one was 51, orange and yellows, but I might use the yellower one, 90, I'm not sure. So the 7th one will be one of these, and I've sort of charted them out according to, I'm guessing, the weight of colour, like from the original, and I think that it'll work fine. So yeah, there's sorts of colours. So I think that's going to be fun, and I'm looking forward to, I'll put it away for a week or 2 probably before I pick it up and start working. I kind of need to finish 1 or more of my other black. Suddenly I've got all this black work going on. I've got Turkish tiles still on the go. I've got the Peppermint Purple Year of Black Work SAL on the go, which will take all year. I've got the Save the Stitches, which I've done the first release, so there's 24 parts. I've done the first part of that. I've got that Blackwork Fantasy, so I've ended up with quite a lot of black work, so I really want to finish something, so maybe I'll try and finish Turkish tiles before I pick up the black work on that. We shall see. And then part 2 of the Fruit of Plenty, the Modern Folk Embroidery SAL, 2021 SAL, dropped on the first UK time, being the second New Zealand time. So I got that done and a little bit extra. So this bit here is a symmetrical thing, so I just carried on and finished it. And yeah, so that, and then carried that border, because you can tell by the chart it's symmetrical here, so I just carried that bit on. Yeah, when you got the thread on the needle. And yeah, so that's a little bit extra than what's charted, but I've got a head start on next month, haven't I? Yeah, so I think that looks really good. There's a lot of stitching in this orange bit down here. I think that what I'm really loving so far is you've got this real structure in these sort of diamondy bits up here, and then this orange assisi stitch is, we've got these flowy sort of organic florals to contrast with these sort of stark geometric. So it's quite clever charting, and I'm really liking this. So this is done on 40 count Toitoi linen from Country Stitch, and I'm using the DMC 919 and 922 1/2. So that's that one. And then last night while I was watching a terrible movie, I mean it was sort of funny but so bad, I watched Goldmember, is it? Austin Powers Goldmember last night. I thought, well, I need to catch up on this, so I picked up my Peppermint Purple Blackwork pattern. I had a couple of weeks to do. And I got, these two are the same shade of 208 or something, so I got the last couple of weeks done, and then I filled in this little bit of the border as well. So I ran out just down here where I got, but I'm not gonna, I mean, you know, it'll be fine next time, but and then I can't remember, I think the next 2 weeks are over here, so then I'll probably start the border. I'm just going to work it slowly as I go down. I'm not going to try and stitch it all in one go, but I've kind of worked out a nice flow with how to stitch it, so I can stitch it from memory, and just a nice way of kind of stitching around, and then I go back and stitch the little diagonal lines in between. So yeah, it's kind of quite fun. Back's not too messy. I don't really care. So yeah, I got that up to date, and yeah, I've done a lot of, last week was the week of borders, this week was a week of mostly orange-ish stitching. So it's quite a, I got quite a lot of stitching done in that, what do you call it? In that Blackstone Fantasy. Oops, the phone's going flat. Damn it, I need to plug it in a minute. I don't think I can plug it in. Oh, maybe I can. Oh yeah, there is a hole. I'm just looking at the stand I'm using. There is the little thing that holds the phone. There is space to put the charger in, but it won't reach that far. I need an extension, a long charger or an extension cord. Just my stitching, short update. I think I need to get an early night, and I sound like I need to get an early night, so I'm going to do that tonight. I'm going to go to bed at 9:30, not midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to leave you here, and yeah, enjoy your stitching and be safe, and don't let your needles rust. Ciao.